Hello everyone, this is American Idioms Part 92. This is the 92nd video in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 456 to 460. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then, I'll give you the answers along with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 456. A sight for sore eyes. And the example is, my bed was a sight for sore eyes after my week-long camping trip with my son. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to be excited or overjoyed about something. That's what it means. If something is a sight for sore eyes, like this person's bed when they got home. They were probably sleeping on the ground or in a tent or sleeping somewhere that was very uncomfortable. So when they saw their bed, it was a sight for sore eyes. They were very overjoyed by seeing it. Okay, this is how this is used. Like our next example. After it rained non-stop for 2 days, the clear blue sky today was a sight for sore eyes. All right, again, we have a very delightful or very enjoyable sight when this person saw the blue sky, right? It rained for 2 days straight. They were probably tired of the rain, and then it cleared up, and it was a sight for sore eyes. Got it? And now for number 457. To be stumped. And the example is, doctors have been stumped about the cause of the new virus since the outbreak began. Can you guess the meaning? And the correct answer here is B, to be unable to answer a question or solve a problem because it is too difficult. This is what it means if you're stumped by something. In this case, the doctors were stumped by the cause of this new virus. Here's another example. I was stumped by many of the math problems in class today. But my older sister helped me with my homework when I got home, and I was able to solve them. So at first, the person couldn't solve these math problems, right? He had a difficult time with them. He was stumped, but then his sister helped him, and he was able to do the work. Got it? All right, and now for number 458, to circle back. And the example is, the president did a decent job answering questions about the natural disaster at the press conference last night. And he promised to circle back on the questions he didn't answer that well in detail tomorrow night. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to revisit or return to an idea or topic. Now, this is used a lot when someone doesn't answer a question, maybe thoroughly. So they circle back, they revisit it, okay, and then they answer it. All right, in this case, in our example, the president maybe didn't give specific answers to these questions. So he circled back. Well, he promised to circle back to these questions, to revisit them and answer them, maybe in more detail. Okay? Here's another example. I asked my boss to circle back to the point that he made about overtime in our last meeting. In this case, this person wants their boss to revisit this point that he made, or to return to this point that he made in the meeting, because maybe this person needed some extra details about what he was talking about when he was talking about overtime. Okay? So he asked his boss to circle back, to revisit this point. Got it? All right. And now for number 459. To bite back at something. And the example is, the mayor promised to bite back against all of the vandalism in the downtown area by adding extra police patrols there. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to react strongly and angrily to something. Like our example, the mayor here is reacting strongly to all this vandalism, the problems they're having with vandalism in this area. So he's adding extra police patrols there, right? To make sure that it's safe, to make sure that no one does any vandalism. Okay? So he's reacting strongly, he's biting back against this problem they have. Here's another example. He bid back at his rival in the local election with an aggressive ad campaign on TV. In this example, the person is biting back or reacting strongly to his rival in this election, but with this, let's say, a strong or aggressive ad campaign. Okay, that's how this person is biting back. We can even say he's fighting back, okay? But he's biting back we use. Got it? And now for our final idiom, number 460. To dumb down something. And the example is, the director had to dumb down the complexity in the plot of his current movie because he wanted it to appeal to a broader audience. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to make something less complex or intellectually challenging. All right? And that's what it means. If you dumb down something, like the complexity in this plot. Maybe it was too complex for most audiences. So he dumbed it down. He made it less, let's say, intellectually challenging, meaning easier to understand. Okay? If it were easier to understand, then maybe more people would like it. Okay? It would appeal to this broader audience. Here's another example. They had to dumb down some of the vocabulary in the current science textbooks because many of the college freshmen were confused by these words. All right, so in this case, they're dumbing down or making the vocabulary, let's say, easier to understand, less intellectually challenging. Got it? That's what it means if you dumb something down. Or if you dumb down something. It's used both ways. Got it? And that's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, and please like and share the video to support the channel. And remember what I always say, keep practicing! See you next time.